Thank you. We may all be seated. All right. So once again, for those who have walked in, tea is served out there. We invite you, even as we continue, to go and serve yourselves some refreshments. As you all know, we are gathered here today to witness the official release of the ELOG's 2022 final observation report. And we thought that you guys are very critical in terms of the work that we've been able to do for the last electoral cycle, and so that's the work we want to showcase today to highlight a number of things that we were able to see out there in the field. So without wasting much time, I would like to invite Reverend Elias Agola, who is a member of ELOG's Advisory and Peace Panel, to come and officially welcome us to this launch. Karibu, Reverend.
Thank you, Marcus, and thank you all of us who have found time to be here this morning for this launch of our report. I know it is a report from the ballot to the portal and into the actual work, but ELOG is engaged from elections to another election. So we've had a lot of reports that have been launched, and we thank God that we are here today to hear our findings on what happens and what happened during the elections. I would want to take note that we have our partners with us, and the time will come for that introduction. And our stakeholders are also here, the ELOG APP, the steering committee, the thematic area members, and the secretariat. We would want to welcome all of you here for this launch, and pray that we'll have a time that is very informative, and a time that will interact with our report into details. Thank you for coming, and welcome into this morning meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Agola. That is a member of ELOG's Advisory and Peace Panel, which is one of the highest organs within the ELOG structure that deals with such issues like these ones of today. Now, I would like us to move to the next session, but briefly, even before I invite our speakers to come, just a brief introduction about ELOG. I know we all know ELOG, but I would like to say a few words about ELOG. This is the 10th year for ELOG in these efforts and interventions. We were founded in 2010. Some of you remember part of the Kriegler's recommendation for a need of a permanent domestic observation platform. So a number of organizations came together to make up this outfit that we call ELOG. So ELOG is a permanent domestic observation network that is composed of about 18 civil society and faith-based organizations, and whose main mission is to provide a platform where citizens observe electoral processes, their own elections, their own attendant electoral processes. We take an electoral cycle approach, and that is the work that we do, and we are happy that you are able to come and join us. So without wasting much time, I would like to invite another member of our Advisory and Peace Panel, Senior Counsel Joyce Majiwa, to come and make a few remarks. Karibu, Madam Senior Counsel. Could we clap for her, please?
The representative of the JC the representative of IEBC, the the registrar of political parties, our partners, friends, colleagues, comrades, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Good morning to you. Thank you very much for clapping to me as I was coming, because I had not yet earned that. But yeah, I'm delighted to see all of you here this morning on this special occasion of once again launching our report, this time for the 2022 final observation report for the electoral process. I'm sure some of you were with us in 2017, probably 2018 and 2013 as well. So we have reached Marcus has alluded to the fact that we had passed 10 years since that time, and yes, we have observed and we have presented the report, and today we launch our 2022 report. Someone said or observed that Kenya's electoral cycle consists of 1 year of tribal mobilization, 1 day of voting for the wrong persons, and then 4 years of complaining. However, here at ELOG, we have been very busy throughout the electoral cycle. As you may be aware, ELOG has implemented a number of interventions during this electoral cycle that sought to contribute to safeguarding the integrity of the process through citizen-led election observation efforts, which have culminated into this report that we are launching today. This report is not only a culmination of the bulk of the work that ELOG has done over this electoral process, but it is also, at the same time, a starting of a new phase of electoral reforms. During this period, for example, ELOG tracked the review and enforcement of a legal framework that is concerned with elections. ELOG tracked the participation of special interest groups in the electoral process, and as you are aware, that is still wanting. ELOG also observed the political party processes. ELOG monitored hate speech, misinformation, and disinformation, which has come to characterize our electoral process. ELOG monitored the electoral violence in 5 selected counties. ELOG also monitored and observed election administration and management, and as well, ELOG monitored and observed education and registration process, and of course, the voting process. Of great importance, and I'm sure we will be proud as a country to take cognizance of this, as you shortly see in the highlights, ELOG noted that as a country, we are continuing to improve the conduct and the management of our elections in each successive electoral cycles, and I think that is a great thing. Comparatively speaking, one of the greatest areas of improvement in these elections was the openness of the transmission of election results, especially through the public portal by IEBC. In addition, political party nomination and attendant disputes were generally better conducted and managed. Kenya also, to a large extent, exercised political restraint and sobriety during the campaigns, as well as on election day and post-election. Despite these progressions, ELOG noted the following areas that need attention. 1, lack of sufficient resources and late disbursement of resources for elections. The other one is numerous litigations targeting IEBC even on the eve of elections. Then there's also been lack of targeted civic education or insufficient civic education. ELOG also noted the need to operationalize election campaign financing regulations, which is still not clear. There's also the need for institutionalization of special voting, as well as termination of election-related appeals by court, which was also noted by ELOG. There is also a gap in electoral legal framework that needs to be done much earlier than on an election year. Finally, ELOG also noted lack of enforcement of lack of enforcement of laws and these are some of the things that characterize this process, and as we continue to improve, we need to pay special attention to these areas. The report also identifies both gaps in our electoral process and proposes practical recommendations which we hope will inform the critical reform period. We believe that this process should be undertaken as early as possible. As a permanent domestic observation outfit, guided by the electoral circle approach, we continue to monitor and observe continuous electoral processes as well as performances of the electoral institutions. Additionally, we will continue to provide platforms using our 10 regional observation platforms in which citizens can engage with the electoral process throughout the 5 years. With those few remarks, I want to take this opportunity to welcome you all and to thank you. Have a great deliberation, and we have a great launch. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Joyce. For those that have just walked in, Madam Joyce is a co-convener of the ELOG's Advisory and Peace Panel, which is one of the highest organs within the ELOG structure. We move to our next speaker. I would like to invite the Honorable Edwin Mulochi, who is the Deputy Secretary of the Judiciary Committee in Elections, to come and make a few remarks. Karibu, Bwana Edwin. Could we clap for Edwin as he comes?
Thank you. I didn't know that I'll be invited to make remarks, but all the same, I'll say something. My name is Edwin Mulochi. I work with the judiciary. I'm a magistrate, and also I serve as the Deputy Secretary, Judiciary Committee on Elections. Thank you so much for the invitation. JC is a committee under the Office of the Chief Justice, and our mandate includes, among others, advising the judiciary on administrative arrangements and other measures geared towards efficient disposal of electoral disputes. And in preparation for elections, we interacted a lot with the civil society, and we received a lot of support from ELOG, from LGIA, from IFES, and other organizations that I know are represented here. And I want to believe once your report is out, you will have some kind things to say about us, even though there may not be so many. But I want to believe we tried our level best. We did training. We trained more than 1,000 staff, that is judges, all the way from the Supreme Court to the magistracy. And apart from that, we also had briefings, even after the election petition